Okay. Oh, this one here. Hello, is there anybody here? I'm here, and I'm here for my pity party. I guess I'm going to be by myself for a few minutes. I wanted to talk about fibromyalgia. I know this is a new forum for many of you. Just for a good laugh. So, I have something new, a new diagnosis. And I'm hot as all get out. This hat is hot. So I will take this off. Anyway, whoo, boy. And this is hot too. This is what I wore in the singing Christmas tree when I was able to sing before Hashimoto's wiped out my vocal cords. Now I have raspy vocal cords and I sing off key and they shoot me. I was part of a 400 voice choir and we sang at the Portland Singing Christmas Tree. That was awesome. I doubt they will ever have it again. We had a full orchestra and about 4,000 people in the audience for 10 performances. So it was quite a show. We started learning our music at the end of August. And then by end of October, we knew all our music by heart. Anyway, I have some stuff that I'm going to give away. I'll show that at the end. But I've had fibromyalgia, a diagnosis since before 1986, 87. My husband had cancer and he had oral cancer. Come here, Larry, say hi. He had oral cancer and he can still talk. He talks pretty good. But, so why don't you take a seat here and sit down and talk to me about how I have a very supportive husband. He's not he's a engineer. He's a systems engineer for Motorola. He's been that his whole life. But he's not into computers and stuff. So I got a new computer thinking that would help, but that didn't. So I'm using my old laptop that fell apart. So I've had just a few rheumatologists that I've seen. I saw Dr. McMillan at Kaiser for a number of years, and then another rheumatologist at Adventist Hospital where I worked. And they said I had Crohn's disease, probably lupus, and rheumatoid arthritis, like many of my family members have. And but my blood work comes back normal, always has. And the doctors were kind of puzzled at that none of my SED rate would be high. SED rate means that's SED. That means they'll pour your blood in a tube and it settles. And if it stays floating above 20, that means it's really high. It should be about 7 or 8, maybe even lower. That's your sedimentation rate, the rate that the platelets or the red cells fall. And when you have a lot of inflammation, your red blood cells will float high. And I've had some high SED rates. So they thought that, well, you have Crohn's disease because I had a bowel resection. It was just awful. So for over the years, I've just kind of wing it, taken prednisone and other medications. And then I quit eating wheat, so my Crohn's got better. But my fibromyalgia, I still have a lot of pain, horrible pain all the time. How about you guys? Do you guys, anybody have pain? Anyway, I had a spinal fusion a couple of weeks ago, about 6 weeks ago, and so I'm recovering from that. And the pain was so bad I was in tears. And I'm going to only go for about a half hour today. I hope other people join me. But I have a guest that's going to talk. Anyway, I made an appointment with a rheumatologist because I was in tears. I was crying. and I told the girl, I says, I'm in so much pain, I can hardly stand it. And I said, when's the earliest? She said, in November. I says, well, if you have a cancellation. So she called me and says, can you come in? So I went in. And on the way there, I looked at his picture and I went, judging a book by its covers, looked like an old man. And I thought and then I had a family member tell me that they went to see their new doctor at Kaiser, and their doctor, and he said that he had my family member says, well, I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And the doctor rolled his eyes and said, there's no such thing as fibromyalgia. That's just nothing but a bunch of disgruntled fat ladies looking for not wanting to work or drugs or whatever. I thought, wow, how mean. Because fibromyalgia pain is for reals. I know I woke up with it in 1990 in January after my 40th birthday. And no, I don't know, 42nd birthday, something like that. But anyway, I felt like I had the flu and nothing ever changed. It's felt like that ever since. My pain has never gone away. So it came on suddenly, even though I was diagnosed with it 5 years before. So I don't know, is there anybody here that has a diagnosis of fibromyalgia? If so, who has had? Anyway, I'm going to show you what the rheumatologists look for, and that's called these pressure points. When you take off your shirt, he doesn't want to take off. He's pretty shy. My husband's quiet. He's that quiet type. I just want to show him your elbow. Just your t-shirt. You can leave your t-shirt on. I was just going to show him. These are called pressure points. There are 18 total. But if you see this, the bend in your elbow, that's called the anacubital. They like to poke. I like to poke that too. I was a phlebotomist. Anyway, this right in here, this is kind of a muscle group that dives in. That'll be really painful to touch if you touch that. So I want everybody that's watching this to feel that. And then the inside of their elbow right here, does that hurt? No. He doesn't have fibromyalgia. I do. The same way up here in your neck. There's tender points in your neck, in your shoulder, in your sides, in your knee. Also in your knee, I'll show my knee is hurting me. In your knee, right here. Oh, it feels like it's bruised. Anyway, in your back. And I think you need 11 positive tender points to be diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Now, why do you have fibromyalgia? You don't just have fibromyalgia just because. There's a cause, and it's usually some type of autoimmune disease or peripheral neuropathy or something like that. And then you have your blood work, and they send your blood back. They do ANA and all these other blood tests that prove that you have rheumatoid or lupus, and there's SLE, different blood tests. I'm not going to that. You can search online for what the blood tests mean. But a lot of people have zero inflammation in their blood. Their blood comes back normal. And that's when they say it's all in your head. You are looking for drugs. You're looking for a way to quit work. You're looking to get on Social Security. You're looking to whine. You don't want to work. You want sympathy. That wasn't me, because I was a very successful real estate. I was in the multi-million-dollar level. I loved working. It wasn't a job, it was a lifestyle. I'm sorry, I look horrible. And I know my audio is really bad. I'm going to get a new audio and equipment. So next time on Friday, you'll see a different sound and a different me. So and I'm going to have somebody who, an attorney who specializes in winning your Social Security, also a pain clinic doctor, a pain specialist, and one who to talk about pain and I just stay and share with others about small fiber neuropathy. Selenium, Lauren, is your mom still around? Your mother has. Okay, so is she taking methyl B12, vitamin methyl B12? If she's not, tell her to get on it. Get on it. It cured my peripheral neuropathy. Look at my how I cured my muscle weakness neuropathy by taking methyl B12, and this is through Massachusetts General Hospital neurology. These are Harvard neurologists that helped me get healed from neuropathy. And I had EMG and nerve conduction tests. I didn't just say that I had neuropathy. I had the test, and by taking methyl B12, it cured it. It doesn't always cure it, but there's a reason why you have neuropathy, and there's a reason why you have fibromyalgia. You want to call Marie? So I went to go see. Oh, my cell phone. I went to go see the new rheumatologist. Walked in, and he had looked at all my records, so he'd done his homework. And he was an older gentleman, bald-headed, like East Indian, and seemed like he was a nice person. I think it's on my board in there. So he asked me, he says, can you bend your arms back, your thumbs back like this? I said, oh yeah, I used to bend it all like that. And I used to be knock-kneed, and I bent hands. And he says, how about your thumb? Which way does your thumb? Oh, I do this. My thumb does that. And he says, did it used to bend more? And I said, yeah. And I used to be able to bend it like that, but because of my getting older, so I'm calling Marie. She raises ragdolls. Anyway, he says, you don't have rheumatoid arthritis. You have fibromyalgia, but I'll tell you why you have fibromyalgia. It's not from Crohn's, not from lupus, not from rheumatoid. I says, what is it? He says, have you ever heard of EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome? He says, more people have it. And those are the women that are getting kicked off of the doctors are saying it's all in your head, that there's nothing wrong with you because your blood doesn't show anything, but yet you have pain. It could be a misdiagnosis of Ehlers-Danlos. Let's see. Okay, Marie, can you talk about how Ehlers-Danlos has affected? Where's the microphone on this thing?
Well, most of my life I didn't know I had EDS, so.
EDS is Ehlers-Danlos. Can you hear her? Is she okay? Can you hear her?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear her okay? I can't get my other computer going, so I can't get the Zoom going. I don't know where the microphone is on this. That's the camera. So anyway, my friend here has had, and a lot of people in her family has EDS, and that's Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And the doctor said that that's what a lot of people have. That's what they're dealing with when their blood comes back normal and they have pain, because EDS is very painful. What did your family, what did they go through?
Well, my dad, he suffered with pain all his life, chronic pain, and the last 10 years of his life, he suffered greatly, and he also had one other genetic issue, and sometimes it comes with EDS, and that's ankylosing spondylitis.
Ankylosing, yeah, it's usually men that get that.
Yeah, usually.
But women can get it.
Yeah. I'm sure that I have that as well.
Yeah.
And
your daughter? Also, how about your daughter?
Yeah, okay. She's manifesting EDS and mast cell activation syndrome. And I'm sure that my other two children have EDS.
Okay. And how long have you had pain?
Well, I've been having issues with pain since 2003.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had, all my life I haven't been able to really push myself hard, and I always thought I was lazy. I just couldn't push myself harder. And, but my body just was telling me you can't push yourself harder. And so
you end up in tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, going through life frustrated with yourself, thinking you're lazy, and people telling you're lazy. And,
yeah.
So,
how about
my sister?
Depression?
My sister has it.
Excuse me, your sister has it?
Yeah, she has it, and we know at least one of her daughters has it, but we're wondering if both have it. Her Sydney, she has. I think they're 18, and she's bedridden most of the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
18 years. How old is she?
18 years old.
And bedridden.
Yeah, she can't do a whole lot. She can't eat a lot of different foods either.
And that's what the doctor told me. I says, boy, I'm allergic to everything. He says, that's very common with EDS.
Yeah.
Like I had half a stick of chewing gum and it made me sick. I thought I was going to have to call an ambulance.
Right.
And as soon as I eat, I get the pain. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm careful with wheat and certain vegetables make me sick. It's bizarre. I told the doctor. He says, "Yeah, you'll get more and more." What did you think about the doctor?
He's right on.
Yeah. He says I've been misdiagnosed my whole life, and it runs in families. And a lot of people in my family have the same thing, but it's always either rheumatoid or lupus.
Right.
And then somebody says, "How can you have all three?" I says, "I don't know. That's what they told me." I mean, I'm just going by what the doctors told me. I had that one doctor for decades, and they used to be able to give you pain meds, to give you a lot of morphine or oxycodone, OxyContin, Percocet, all the good stuff, and that does take away the pain. But they won't give it to you now. They punish people with chronic pain now. So, but I get a lot of people are overdosing on it, but that's their choice.
Oh, that's mainly people that live on the streets and are addicted to drugs to avoid reality.
Yeah, and there's only 1% of the people that take pain meds, take opioids for pain meds. They find, almost everybody finds relief from that, and only 1% of them become addicted. Now your body becomes dependent, and it takes more and more higher dose for them to take your pain down. But if you're running on the streets and trying to buy it from Bubba or something.
Yeah, I mean, those people, I'm sure that a lot of them have pain, but a lot of them are trying to avoid reality. They can't take reality. So, um, and so those of us that are really suffering with chronic pain are being punished for what, that's what's going on the streets.
Yeah.
So it's really, really, very pathetic.
I think the pendulum is going to swing. I think they're going to see that a lot of us people in chronic pain are giving up, and because a lot of us are committing suicide. And recently I had a serious bout with depression, and I went for a ride, and I had no intentions of ever coming back. I was just sick of the pain, sick of dealing with everything, and then something happened, and I'll share that. I haven't shared that with my husband, but I was pretty despondent this week. It seemed like everything happened, and my pain has just been off the charts horrible. I had that recent spinal fusion. It didn't work as fast or as good as I thought it was. I'm still having sciatica and a lot of pain and not enough pain meds. The surgeon wrote prescription for 50 more pills, and my regular doctors approved of it, but the pharmacy refused to fill it. 2 pharmacies refused to fill it. So unbelievable how, and the doctor says, how can they dictate what I order for you?
Right.
So that was really, really, really horrible. So, and I, God has a way. I don't know. A lot of you are, may be Christians. Some may not. You don't have to believe like I don't. I believe it's okay. I don't. That's up to you. The way you look at God is a personal choice, right? My husband's a Christian, very strong Christian, stronger than me. But anyway, I heard a podcast that talked about don't stay in the moment, don't wallow. It changes, and life has its ups and downs, just like a heart monitor, or a heart machine. It goes up, down, beep, beep, beep. That means up, down with your what's that? Larry knows about the heart because he has a degree in biomedical electronics engineering. So when the heart goes up, down, that's life. That's the way life is, up and down. But if it's flat line, what does that mean?
You're dead.
That's right. So if you have your ups and downs, that means you're alive. If it's flat, you're dead. So don't stay in the moment. Life is a journey. There's pain, there's gain. There's good days and there's bad days, and a lot of us are going through hell because we are having issues with the COVID, and now they're saying we're not supposed to have Thanksgiving or holidays. Oh my word! And then I don't know if you folks saw. You can look on my past videos and see the fires that we had all around us. They were just horrible. We had the fire was 1 mile away from us. In our house, we have 4,500 square foot of cedar siding and a shingle, a real heavy shingle shake roof, and it's all one level. And we're surrounded by thousands of acres of forest, and we're up on top of a hill. So the fire will just come straight up the hill. And so we were under evacuation orders, and we were told we had our motorhome out in the middle of the street, ready to take off. And we gathered up all our valuables, things that couldn't be replaced, like my husband's grandfather's clock or his dad's clock. My piano, they're a dime a dozen, but my pump organ, I was going to put that in the back of the truck and take that with us.
Wow.
So, but we were lucky. I don't know if it was,
Yeah.
if you say lucky, I don't believe in luck, but it's
Uh-huh.
just, it just didn't happen to us. But I know that 13-year-old boy, I can't even talk about it without crying. The 13-year-old boy that drove back to get his grandma, and he had his dog, and they found him, and he got his grandma, and they got in his truck, and his wheels burned off, and they found him and his grandma and his dog all dead in the truck. And
Oh.
his mom, this is over on the other side of the hill from us, there in Detroit Lake, I think it's 30 miles from here, was totally destroyed. And the mom, her whole body was burned, and she couldn't even talk. And her feet were burned to her bone. And the boy's dad stopped and picked up this woman who was just naked, because her clothes had burned off. And she tried to mouth, "I'm your wife." She couldn't even say that was his wife. So she lost her son, her mom, and her home, and she's burned. And a burn is the most horrible thing. So I think I'd rather have my train wreck than that. And
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm lucky that my house didn't burn down. I would feel better if my house burned down and that little boy and that grandma could have their life back. I can replace my stuff.
Yes.
But it's just sad. I drove down the road from us, and it's blocked. I have a friend that lives there. He can't go home. The road is closed for several years. So I'm going to go driving and looky-loo in a day or two, and I'll post some videos. But I just want people here to not give up about your pain. Some days are going to be worse than others. Some days are going to be hell. The days that you can't handle the pain, take a hot shower, take a bath, take a nap, and look up the gluten file. I know some foods will trigger pain worse than others. Gluten does it for me. Corn, GMO. Oh, yeah, sugar. I had something sweet the other day, and I got pain. I says, "What the heck?" And it's just sugar. And then I was looking at a bird, a hummingbird, feeding hummingbirds. They said to use CNH sugar because it's non-GMO, and the other sugars are made with beets. And a lot of people are allergic to the GMO beet sugar. And that's where my pain came from, was beet sugar. Oh my. So.
Well, it also helps to go on Facebook on the groups,
Okay.
EDS groups and mast cell activation groups. Really helps because it's kind of a comfort to see that there's so many others out there, and you can, on your bad day, go on there and just tell everyone you need some comfort or advice, and it's really helpful.
Who's talking on my phone is Marie, and she is a cat breeder. She has 6 ragdolls. So Bugsy, my cat Bugsy, she's the breeder who bred Bugsy, and she also bred Paul's cat, Mr. Misty. Where's Bugsy? Buggers! Buggers! He's being a buggers. He's always a buggers. Anyway, she has 6 kittens. I would like 2 of them. I'm gonna see if my neighbor will. I have a neighbor. He's an older man, and he just became widowed recently. So I think he should get a kitty and not a dog. Anyway, this is Marie, and she's over in Bend. Maybe next time we'll do a Zoom call. I've been friends with Marie for 5 years now, and I'll leave a link to the Facebook Eller EDS group, Eller Danlos, and then I want to have a Social Security attorney come on board and help you win. You paid into Social Security, and you shouldn't have to fight and be turned down for benefits when you're in so much pain. And so many are being turned down because they don't have any diagnosis. They have, their blood comes, like mine, their blood comes back just fine. And they just say it's all in your head. I didn't have anybody say mine was in my head because I had signs of Crohn's disease. Anyway, so Marie, thank you so much. And I know you suffer greatly, a lot of pain, I know. And you've been encouragement to me. And I think we need to be encouragement to each other and to not give up. I know somebody wrote last week that they felt like giving up. I've been there. Haven't done that. But, always remember the next day is going to be better. Or the next week's going to be better. Or the next month. And this COVID thing, I hope it goes away soon. Boy, my hair looks horrible. I had that hat on. I was showing him my singing Christmas tree outfit. Larry, here, I'll show all of it. Hold on. Larry will hold my. I sang in the singing Christmas tree. Oh my, and I can't zip it up because COVID, wait. I'm a seamstress too. So I made several outfits for the singing Christmas tree. This is all purple and velvet. And then I made the hat. I can't zip it up. I'm embarrassed. I used to wear this on stage. Anyway, thank you, Marie.
Well, yes, that's pretty, that's pretty complicated disease. It affects everything in your life.
Yeah, and that doctor, I was surprised that rheumatologist told me this is very, very common, and that's why people are told it's all in your head, and it's not. You may have EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and you need to find a rheumatologist who will believe in you, who won't roll their eyes and say fibromyalgia is all in your head. If they say that, you have the wrong doctor, and you need to get rid of them. Now this is better. Where's my hat? Hold on, let me get my hat. Where did I throw it? I threw it down because it was too hot. Anyway, I have some giveaways, some stuff on the table, and I'm going to have some drawings. Oh, and there's one book I want you to read. I want you to go to Sally Pacholet, RN, and Could It Be B12? There's a movie. It's 85 minutes long. I'll leave a link to that. And she discusses about B12. Marie, have you, we've talked about B12 too, right?
Yes.
And has it helped you?
Well, I do take it on a basis, so I'm sure it does help.
Yeah. Yeah, I had neuropathy documented with EMG and nerve conduction. What? Oh, okay, my husband's back pain. So anyway, I have some giveaways. I'm gonna to a new subscriber. I have a drawing starting next week. I have a Starbucks coffee mug with a pound of coffee, or a Starbucks mug with instant coffee. Better blow those out. Pity party is over. Anyway, watch that. I'll put the links up for these. And I want you to take methyl B12, not cyanocobalamin, but methylcobalamin. And that's how I cured my neuropathy, my muscle weakness, and fatigue was cured. I don't have fatigue anymore. I mean, I have spats of it, but not horrible. Anyway, thank you all for coming, and bring a friend next Friday. Pity party next Friday at 4. Fibromyalgia pity party here at Zelda. You never know which Zelda will show up. God bless you, and bye.
Okay.
Love you. Oh, bye-bye. Oh, and I want to see
Love you
kitty.
too.
I want pictures of the kitties.
I'll get them to you
Okay.
this evening.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll post them for everybody.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Marie.
All right.
Okay, everybody. That's the end of our live here. We're here at 35 minutes. I'll post links to everything. And God bless you. And get a rheumatologist who will believe in you. And ask them about EDS. Bye-bye and God bless. I don't know where you ended.